Every week, people just like you reach out from all over the country asking me the same question. Is it expensive to live in Beaufort, South Carolina? So today I'm going to delve into the details, covering everything from housing, taxes, insurance, utilities, and groceries. Hi, I'm Sue LeFavi with eXp Realty, and if you have any questions along the way, just call, text, or email me. Okay, first I'm going to start out generally speaking. Looking at this data from the website payscale.com, comparing the cost of living in Beaufort, South Carolina to the national average, you can see that overall it is 2% less expensive to live in Beaufort than the national average. However, looking at the big ticket item, housing, Beaufort is a substantial 15% less expensive than the national average. Now you might be wondering, how does my city compare to Beaufort, South Carolina? Again, just go to the website payscale.com. This is a great resource for you to put your city in and see how it compares. And just to show you a few examples, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, the overall cost of living is going to be 4% lower in Beaufort, and housing is a whopping 20.7% lower. Looking at Charlotte, North Carolina, the cost of living is only a smidge lower in Beaufort at 0.4%, and housing is a little bit lower at 4%. Now, I've had several clients move here from the San Diego area, so let's take a look at that. As you can see, they definitely benefited from making the move to Beaufort. The cost of living is 32.2% lower, and housing is an incredible 61.7% lower. So I encourage you to check out your city. I did put the link below. Since housing cost is the biggest differentiator in the overall cost of living, let's peel back that onion and take a closer look at the housing market here in Beaufort. You'll hear the term median sale price and average sale price. There is definitely a distinction between the two that provides valuable insight into the local real estate market. Here's a good visual to explain the difference. The average home price is a calculation of the total sum of all the homes' prices divided by the number of homes, while the median home price is the price in the middle where all home prices are listed from lowest to highest. So let's say there's 200 homes on the market. 100 are going to be above and 100 will be below this price. Now, looking at the data from our local MLS system as of February 2024, Beaufort boasts a median home sale price of $406,000, which is on the lower side of home ownership in this general area. And looking at the year-to-year comparisons, you can see prices continue to increase, but at a slower pace. Now, in contrast, you will see the average home sale price as of February 2024 is $501,661. While this number is a good bit higher than the median price, it's important to interpret this figure with caution, because here in Beaufort, we'll have some expensive waterfront properties that can definitely skew the average. Again, you can see on the year-to-year comparison, this percentage also continues to increase. And I would expect this trend to continue because Beaufort is such a desirable place to live. Home prices might be dropping where you are, but I'm just not seeing it happening here. Okay, enough of the charts. Let's look at something a little more practical. Say your budget is somewhere in the middle, around the $450,000 range. What will that buy you here? In my opinion, the most desirable community at this price point is going to be a neighborhood called Battery Point, located just a few minutes drive to the downtown waterfront park. As you can see, it's a very charming low country neighborhood, lined with gorgeous, majestic oaks, draped in Spanish moss. Residents here enjoy their own community dock, boat launch, and pool. Now, since we're talking about housing costs, let's take a look at property taxes. As you can see, South Carolina ranks number 6 for the lowest property taxes by state. However, keep in mind, this is for a primary residence. To give you an example, let's take a look at that $450,000 house here in Beaufort. Your property taxes are going to be approximately $3,000 a year. If you happen to buy a house just over the bridge on the Ladies Island, that's where I live, the taxes would only be approximately $2,400 a year. And if you're 65 or older, an added perk. You will get a $50,000 exemption on your home value before taxes are calculated. How about homeowners insurance? Also pretty reasonable at somewhere around the $3,000 range. And last but not least, flood insurance. Even if you're not in a flood zone, this is called the Low Country for a reason, so I always recommend it. And in this scenario, it would cost approximately $450 a year for peace of mind. Now, I do have clients that want to live on the water, and they always ask about flood insurance if they are in a flood zone. And honestly, it is not bad. I live on deep water, and when we first moved into the house, we were in a designated flood zone, and our flood insurance was right at about $2,500 a year. A few years ago, they recalculated the flood maps because they were 35 years old, and as a result, we were taken out of the flood zone, obviously kept our flood insurance, and now we pay about $800 a year. What I do with all my clients is get them a flood quote prior to even putting in an offer so they know exactly what they're looking at. Now, what about groceries? Looking back at the data, you can see that compared to the national average, groceries are a bit higher in Beaufort at 17% above the national average. Now, one thing I will add to that is you definitely have options to shop on a lower budget. The most popular but most expensive grocery store is Publix, and they will soon be getting some competition with a new Harris Teeter going up. A lesser expensive alternative, we have Food Lion, and Aldi's is currently being constructed. And if you're one of those people like me who like fresh organic produce, there's always the Port Royal Farmers Market, which is open every Saturday morning all year round. And now my final note of comparisons. If you're coming down from anywhere where it's cold and snowy weather, you will definitely save on clothing and equipment. You can sell all your winter coats and boots on Facebook Marketplace, as well as that snowblower. Because all you'll need in Beaufort is shorts and flip-flops. And if you are going to bring your snowblower, it's not going to do any good for pollen season here. You're going to be better off with a good hose and nozzle. So, in the end, is Beaufort, South Carolina an expensive place to live? Not really. Like any place, the cost of living can vary depending on your lifestyle choices. To me and so many, the combination of natural beauty, rich history, charm, and diverse amenities make Beaufort a very desirable place to call home. For me and my husband, we think it's worth every penny. Again, if you have any questions about Beaufort or the surrounding Low Country, please reach out anytime. Thanks.